Well, to be honest, I don't really remember when was it the first time that I realized that I could be a leader. As far as I know myself, and I think the people who know me would vouch for it as well, it was no other way. I mean, I had to be that girl at the forefront of everything, at the helm of affairs. So ever since I was first made the class prefect, then becoming the head girl of my school, I mean, I've always taken up leadership positions and leadership roles. So there is not just particular any one instance that I could maybe mention here. I haven't made a career change. Thankfully, I am a proud finance professional. I have been a finance professional ever since I started. I love what I do. I'm very passionate about it because to me, finance is no more just number crunching. It's about making those strategies and being at risk meetings and dealing with operational issues. So it's more like business partnering now that I love. However, there are people, of course, who inspire me, and my two sisters who are excellent and very accomplished professionals in their own right. They continue to inspire me. My little daughter, she's the heart and soul of everything that I do. To me, leader is that someone who inspires you to make decisions and to do things nobody and you above all, you yourself don't think that you are capable of doing. So that is basically what leaders do. They inspire you to take risks, to take those decisions, to take those challenges. Unlike a manager who's just out there to make sure that all the designated tasks get done properly, whether howsoever pleasant or unpleasant is a totally different issue. But that is what leaders do not do. They just do not make sure that the tasks are being done. They're inspiring you to be better and to be more, persuasive in whatever role you're put in. That is, I think, the hallmark of a leader, as far as I'm concerned. So, leaders have to have that sense of accountability, integrity, humility, above all, resilience in them. So, if you have these qualities, you can become a good leader. But what will make you stand out eventually, at the end of the day, in a room full of leaders, is really that will inside you to develop yourself and then to take up the challenge of developing the people around you in just the same or maybe even better, to make those sacrifices, to take those difficult decisions, to share credit with them. I mean, the higher that will, the more successful you will be as a leader. So that, to me, is what a good leader is all about. I certainly believe that societies and governments at large can play a very pivotal role in that. But the basics have to start from the home. The domestic apparatus has to make sure that they instill women or young girls with that confidence in them, to make them, more self-aware, to make them understand what they want, and to make them believe in themselves. Once they have that belief in them, that coupled with good education, that's a totally fit mantra for them to take up more challenging and leadership positions in future. I mean, girls should know that their aspirations are just as important as anybody else's. Like, if they wish to fly, let them be pilots. If they wish to be in military, let them be a soldier. I mean, there should be absolutely no taboo or stigma associated with pursuing your dreams. And that is where I think the role of the government and the societies at large actually kicks in as well, that they have to make sure that they make the environment more safe, more conducive, more inclusive, either through legislation or through rigorous legal enforcement as well, to make sure that instances of gender bias and gender victimization, they're uprooted and totally not done away with, because this is how I look at it. And once all that is done, I think it's incumbent upon women as well to put their best foot forward and charter their journey from there on. Early on, it was managing my studies with my work, and now it's all about managing a healthy work-life balance. It's humility, one leadership lesson. Because, I mean, leaders cannot operate from glass cabins anymore. They have to be out there in the field. People should see them. They should be with people. They should hear their stories so that people are able to connect with them. Nobody really wishes to work for, mythological creatures sitting in glass cabins, or, bullies, or, sacred deities. They need to relate to you. The best way to do it is to be humble, be out there and connect with them. To the general perception that women have to stay back home and they have to sacrifice their career over, the family, because the concept of stay-at-home dad and, work from home practices, flexi hours is not as prevalent in this part of the world as it is in the West. So I think that is what the companies really need to make sure, so that this sense of deprivation is uprooted from professionally capable women. My advice is to speak up, to speak your mind, to make sure they hear you. Make sure that they know that you have good ideas and that you're solid. Because, many times we keep on waiting for opportunities, but we have to make sure that we know that we have to create those opportunities within whichever space we have. So just speak up and be heard and make yourself counted.
I would recommend every girl out there, every woman out there who is aspiring to become a leader to follow Michelle Obama. Because, I've read her book Becoming as well. It's an excellent book because she mentions her own story, and it just seems to make so much more sense because she's so relatable. She talks about her circumstances, how she started from very humble and very modest beginnings, but then eventually she rose up to be who she is now. And, that is very inspiring to me, not just because she was the first African-American to be in that position, but because of the conviction that she has in the causes that she really believes in, she genuinely believes in, and she fights for. For example, serving healthier food to school children is one, and fighting for underprivileged girls for their education internationally is another. So I think she is out there to make a difference, and all women who aspire to become great leaders must listen to her. She's worth reading, and she's worth listening to. I love Marvel and I love DC. Like, I know for a fact that the world is so much more entertaining knowing that these superheroes are out there that we can exchange notes about, we can talk about. But I really believe that the real heroism lies in being human. There is no heroism in being a human and possessing qualities that we all know that humans cannot possess. That is it's fictional. It's good to know that. It's good to get entertained by that fact. But to me, real superheroes are ordinary men and women like me and you, who are just out there to make a difference and to be the best possible version of themselves. If you're doing that in my book, you are the superhero. So that's how I look at it. So if Marvel is to come to me to cast me, I would love them to cast me by my name, Annie, and as in how I am. But on a lighter note, if I am to pick a name for myself, how about calling myself Solara? That comes from solar, the sun, that would give light and positivity and energy to anyone, wherever and whenever needed.